Welcome to True Health Tuesday, and the truth will set you free. Living in a fascist country like we are, we need this. We need to find a way to get into truth. Now, if you can look at this, Stoicism. Now, if you've had a challenge lately and you think maybe the world is absolutely friggin' bonkers, okay, that none of this stuff makes sense. You know, to mask little children, to put Purell on your hands and then go eat something knowing that that has cancer-causing ingredients and you're actually ingesting it, that weakens the immune system. This is my favorite. Keep off the grass because there's a virus. Okay? No, the grass wasn't sick. Don't think that. Okay? I got a lot of people here from different states. No, this is absolutely friggin' insane. So we have to come up with a philosophy to deal with this, particularly when things are out of your control. Did anybody here think that the world is out of your control? Okay, good. Yeah, everybody. Okay, now we have to divide this because in our fascist country, we are now censored. Okay, so we don't no longer have freedom of speech. They wiped out freedom of assembly except for us, and so now we have to take it back. So please share this, copy it, because it will be deleted over the next couple of years. But if you can support us, I'd really appreciate it. But copy, share, sign up, do whatever you can. Extreme Health Academy, I was on a seminar or webinar with them for 2.5 hours Sunday. I mean, this is just a brilliant group. And I'm talking to people, and it's kind of cool because this gal from South Africa, had certain health challenges, and I'm asking her about the environment she's living in. We talked to a guy in the Netherlands, talked to a couple of people in Chicago. Boy, that's freaking crazy. Okay, but get on Extreme Health Academy because it's brilliant. Now this, Dr. Tony, is going to be speaking next week. I'm going off to a seminar, okay, and I think it's in Idaho. It's for the Chiropractic Knights of the Round Table. And it sounds like I'm working. No, this is the greatest group of guys, really freaking smart. And there's like two, three guys there that know more neurology than I do. And it's just like, you know, we nerd out. It's just so friggin' fun. So I'm going to be gone next week. But Dr. Tony is rocking. This guy is a genius. In fact, he has some vitamin lines and we sell his vitamin lines. It's good quality stuff. But he is just brilliant. He's been on multiple TV shows. So if you can be here to support him, he's really cool. Now, the philosophy of Stoicism, it's said to have started with this really, really wealthy guy named Zeno. Now, we don't know if he was a Phoenician or what, but he was sailing. He had all his wealth on this boat, and the boat went down. And so we went from super wealthy to nothing. Okay? And he had to develop a view, a way to look at life. So we're talking massive changes. Now, Epictetus, which actually means acquired. So we know he's a slave. We don't know what his real name was. Some things are within our power, while others are not within our power. Opinion, motivation, desire, aversion, in a word, whatever is in our own doing, not within our power, are our body, our property, reputation, office, and in a word, everything and not of our doing. Now this is interesting. Can you imagine to live a good life? We all have potential for it if we learn to be indifferent to what makes no difference. So when you see stuff like, and you know this is harmful, okay, you know that a little child wearing a mask is foolishness. It doesn't protect them at all. Is that in your control? No. You can introduce yourself, and that's why our handout tonight is on the nonviolent communication. So in order to give advice, you have to ask permission first. So if it bothers you, it's negatively affecting your health, your life. So to deal with things that are in your control makes sense. It's like when you hear this, and this insanity started about 19 months ago, but realize it's World War III, okay? That one person infects another, infects another, infects another, infects another. Okay, that doesn't happen. It can never happen because it assumes certain things like 100% susceptibility rate, no immune system in anyone, and that's not how viruses work, okay? but this was used to panic the people. And if you're going to turn a herd, you got to put scary stuff everywhere. And so now the herd is getting, closer and closer to the direction that it's designed to go. So this is designed, and you're going to see slaves and emperors need this. So whatever your status is, it's important to have a philosophy to deal with things that are in your control. Deal with them. If they're not in your control, how do you justify that? How if you love somebody, let them go. If they're meant to return, they will. Okay. Or others, they say hunt them down and kill them. Okay. But that's not good. Okay. So what are in your control? We try to control what's outside of our control. For one, we can't control what other people think, say, or do, but we can decide how we respond to it. So you can't control the action. You can't control the weather. You can't control the economy. You can't control the restrictions. You can't control your boss or your business, okay? Because there's so many different controls. Hell, on my front door, I've got tons of stuff that say, look, this is OSHA requirements. This is the insane requirements of our emperor in California. Okay, and so we're in full compliance. And then I have other things up there that says, look, I'm still part of the Constitution, okay? Even though it's not being utilized, okay? So, and you can't control a traffic jam, but you can decide how you do it. Now, when I was still teaching and I had a practice in Huntington Beach, I taught in the morning and I came down here in the afternoon. And literally, I'd have patients and I'd be stuck in traffic on the 405 and just shaking. And I thought, this isn't really good for me. Okay. And I thought, okay, now I've done everything. Okay. I've left at the appropriate time. I wasn't planning that there would be an accident. This is the only route to get to Huntington Beach. What are in my control? Turn on the music. Okay, listen to something. Listen to some philosophy. Heck, I used to read and drive. I mean, that's ain't good. Okay, but when we try to control areas of our life that are outside, we risk feeling powerless, ineffective, frustrated, bitter, jealous, resentful. I mean, just miserable. So what are things in your control? What can you do? If you look at the things that are outside of your control, thoughts, opinions, and beliefs, the economy, job, market, your body, your age, you can't control that, hunger, emotions, those things are out of your control. Your actions, thoughts, beliefs, and decisions, that's it. So what you can do, so when you're presented with absolutely insane actions of the government or your boss or workers that, let's say they want, I don't know, this is just crazy. How about medical procedures without your consent? Forcing this. I know it sounds like Nazism, okay? And I know the Nuremberg Code said that in any type of medical procedure that you need the informed consent of the person that procedure is done to. And that's where the Nazis went wrong. They would torture people without getting their consent. Okay, our government bypassed it. Now that you're going to be coerced into it, you're going to lose your job. Okay, but luckily a lot of people are standing up. Okay, they're quitting. They're quitting their nursing job, their fire department, their police department job. And a lot of hospitals are starting to shut down some clinics or some areas of their practice because people are standing up. And what this does, philosophy affects your physiology hugely. So when you're angry, frustrated, unheard, this negatively affects how your body regenerates itself. That's it. So if you have a good way to view the world, because remember, if I told you 19 months ago that the 2 weeks to flatten the curve, okay, if I said, look, the first 19 months is the hardest, you would say, dude, he's been smoking some weed. Okay, but this is crazy. Okay, so anything that you think, thoughts change your physiology. Nutrients change your physiology. So if we're looking at this as an immune system, because that's what it is, 80% of the immune system is right in your gut. Okay, and your thoughts control that. Okay, so I'm talking philosophy is super important for your physiology. Now, the 5 basic principles: manage your expectations and judgments, which is huge. Be realistic about what you have the power to change. Understand the meaning of equanimity and practice it. And we're going to go over these in detail. Equanimity is just like calm, smooth, even when there's a storm. Call out your emotions for exactly what they are and live in harmony with nature, particularly human nature. Because what's in your control? Actions, thoughts, beliefs, decisions. Now, manage your judgments. There's a big gap between what you expect and reality. It causes anxiety, frustration, discord. You can have dreams, hopes, and beliefs, but better they are sensible. Because imagine if you believe that you want a $3 million house. Okay, great. You can have it. Okay, but you're going to need $600,000 down. And then you're going to have to make a 20 grand a month payment. Okay. Oh, did I mention the taxes? Okay. In California, okay, forget about it. If you get something in New York, Jesus, what's the taxes on a $3 million house? Holy shit. Okay. So reality might not be along with that dream. Okay. You might have a dream of winning the lottery. Yeah. Okay. It works, 1 in a 10 million times. So if you're looking at that, managing your expectations and judgments, look at what's real, okay, and do it without anxiety or stress. Because a lot of times when people say, I should be doing this, I should be doing this, they're living with other people's ideas. They're living with other people's values. And I like the way Marshall Rosenberg talks about it. He says, you shouldn't be shouldn't on yourself. Okay. Now, be realistic about the power you have to change. Now, I love this part. There are things you won't be able to do even if you put your mind to do it. Now, has anybody been in here, done something, you had an idea you could do it, and you worked super friggin' hard and you just couldn't do it? Or am I the only one? Okay, good. Thank God. Okay, so here I was 22 years old. I was having to divide this shopping center in half, and I was building my wife a jazzercise center on one side. And of course, when you're doing a project like that, you have a bunch of people around that say, oh yeah, buddy, I'll help you, no problem. Okay, did that happen? No. So I got 3 stacks of scaffolding. And of course, I got my cabinet shop during the day, then I'm doing this thing at night. And I got to pick up a sheet of drywall, put it on the wall, and then go around, balance it, then pull it up again. It was, I think, midnight, and I went to go pick up, and it's 5/8 drywall, so it's kind of heavy, and I couldn't lift it. My arm wouldn't work, and it was like, what the fuck? You work usually good, and it was just like, because I always thought I could get it done. I just got to work a little harder. Okay, I found out there's actually limits to what a human can do. I know it's going to be a shocker to you because a lot of young people don't know. Yeah, I'm bulletproof. Okay, but it's amazing. So be realistic about what you have the power to change. And the only thing you can change is your perception of the event that happens, your personal beliefs, your thoughts, and your decisions. Your decisions are in your control. Equanimity. Now, this is huge. Calm composure speaks to a powerful stoicism. Humans have a built-in fight or flight, and that triggers your body's survival mechanism. But when you're in the survival mechanism, you are not building healthy cells. Now, it works by riling up your emotions and instantly intensing. However, we've evolved to have more control of our environment. This mechanism has remained in place, life or death. With practice, you can learn to master this mechanism instead of having it command you. Equanimity is assessing it and not reacting radically and fast without thought. Okay, and that's what I'm needing now. So when I see somebody doing things that I know are inconsistent with health or inconsistent with my societal norms, because I was raised in a country called America, we had Constitution, and I was under the delusion that we had rights that were, freedom of speech, freedom of this, that were endowed by our Creator, so they were given by God. And I thought, that's cool, no one can take them away. Then I found out they were privileges. So when you realize that, you take a deep breath and you find out that no one can take these away. Okay, I'm responsible for my thoughts. So my brain I still do have the freedom of thought, freedom of expression, freedom of religion. No one can take it away. And so I'm going to live my life accordingly. It's like when me and my buddy went to the market and, they've no mask, then mask, then no mask, then the mask. Okay, now the people at the markets don't know what the hell's going on. So we're going in there and he says, because he's from Los Angeles and that's a whole different friggin' world. He's looking for his mask and do you have a mask? And I says, no, I don't follow that custom. And he looked at me like, huh? Yeah. And you get dirty looks, but it's their custom too, and I'm not responsible for their view. No, I'm going to breathe air. And if we were in a restaurant, okay, it's on here and you take it off when you sit down and you put it on when you're up here. That's insane. Okay? And people are going along with it. So I don't practice that custom. Call out your emotions for exactly what they are. And this is huge, to recognize your emotion. That's why also this one here on the back are emotions, okay? Because I'm a male, okay? Emotions are not my strong point, unless it's aggressiveness. Okay, so needs when they're met and not met. So this is like hugely important. So identifying emotions, like why are you feeling angry? Why are you feeling frustrated? Why are you feeling unheard? What is that? What's that inside? In the midst of adverse situations, your thoughts are typically muddled by overpowering emotions and misinterpret what you're really feeling. So what are you really feeling? I'm sad that people are living in this delusional state. Okay? Am I in control of that? No. Am I in control of my actions? Absolutely. So I'm going to show them that it's not needed to do that. Okay, when we're in prison camp, at the FEMA camps, I won't be wearing it either. I'll spend time in the hole. I saw, Cool Hand Luke. Okay, or Stalag 14 or 17. Stoicism practitioners recognize emotions and put them in check so they don't cause damage. Because those constant emotions, the constant anger, the constant frustration, like I just talked with one patient, she's going, that Biden, okay, he needs to die, and I'm going, well, if he dies, the person that's going to take his place isn't that much better, okay? So it's really not him personally, okay? It's the entire administration. So why are you going along with that? Okay, you figure our government only has power because we give it to them, okay? This is a government of the people, by the people, for the people, and by consent of the governed. Consent of the governed. Do you guys consent to the insane regulations? No, okay, good. Neither do I. So let's not live that way. Live in harmony with nature, particularly human nature. And this is huge. Imagine, okay, in general, if you seek wisdom, you'll develop deeper insights about yourself and the world around you. You'll sharpen your intuition and replace impulse behavior with purpose, intention, and logic. That's when you look at that. You identify that emotion and then purpose, intention, and logic. What is this? What's bothering me? What are you in control of? Your thoughts, your reactions, okay, your decisions. So you can control this. Huge. Very little is needed to make a happy life. Within yourself is your way of thinking. I mean, literally, you can. If you read the books like Viktor Frankl's Search for Meaning, Man's Search for Meaning, we're talking in a prison camp, laying on a board with 10 other guys huddled together, okay, and literally you're gonna die. I mean, you see all your friends around you dying, okay, and he found joy sometimes. I mean, it was torturous, and you had chronic stress, but he found a deeper meaning, okay, and that's what we're going through now. So, wisdom, courage, temperance, and justice. Wisdom. This is huge. If we can develop this, we are going to thrive in these circumstances coming up. Because I got to tell you, it's not just get the shot and you'll be fine. Okay? Well, unless you want to go where Israel is. They're now talking about the fourth booster. Okay? Wisdom. to choose your response to the stimulus, what is internal and what is external. Huge. So when you look at the event, what are you in charge of? Yourself. How do you want to live? Do you want to live like a slave? Do you want to go along with the program just to go back to, what was that? Normal. Yeah, right. Are you serious? Okay, have you lost your friggin' mind? Okay, there is no more normal. You know, you got the asshole in Canada that says this is the new normal. No, I'm going to decide what normal is. This is for me. Okay, I'm going to live my life that I have certain rights given to me by God that cannot be taken away. Man can't take them away. That's what Viktor Frankl found in prison. You could have the Nazis beating you every day, but they're not going to take away your spirit, your thoughts, your decisions. No one can take that away. And the more of us that get together and live this way accordingly, we take the world back. It won't be a new normal. This is going to be way friggin' better. Courage. This is the ability to persevere, resist, and persist. Literally courage. Does it take courage to take a mask off when you're in a place where people are masking? Oh, good God. How many angry faces have you seen like this? Okay. Yeah, and I'll do it to patients that they're wearing it. I'll say, well, why are you wearing the mask? And they'll say, I'm supposed to. And I'll go, are you sick? No, I'm not sick. Okay. If we were having lunch, you wouldn't have it on. Okay. And I got to take it off in order to see if there's facial asymmetry or something, you know. Okay, temperance. And that's how we're going to change the world, by courage. That means living your life according to your values, whatever those values are. God bless you, because you're an individual. I can't control your actions. You can't control mine. Okay, you can do stuff to me, but you can't control my response. Temperance. Oh, good God, do I need this? Acting with discipline and self-control despite the draws of passion. I mean, temperance. Don't you just want to go up and shake people sometimes? Okay, but all the time. Yes, I know. Carolina, Polish gal. Yeah, I understand. Yeah. My daughter-in-law is the same way. God bless you. Okay, so you want to. Okay, but temperance. That person is an individual and has certain rights given to them by God, just like you do. So you got to just hold it back, okay? Think of what those emotions are. You realize that they could be experiencing a greater aspect of life, okay, if they had a little bit more freedom. But this is giving them security. As weird as it sounds, because I had one gal interviewed in Mexico, and you know they require masks, okay? Well, it's a culture. I don't do it down there either, you know, because I don't follow that custom. But she said she really liked that she felt more secure. And I thought, wow, I never thought of that. You're actually doing this not because people told you, because you're actually fearful. It's amazing. So it helped me get insight into why people are doing crazy shit. Justice instructs that we're all born for each other, to do good to one another and not for ourselves. My God, isn't that cool? And that's what I tell people, you know, I'm here to serve. I mean, what does Albert Schweitzer say? He is happiest who has found his place to serve mankind. That's freaking cool. You have the power over your mind. Realize this and you'll find strength. That's where your power lies, in your own thoughts, in your own actions. The revolution begins now with yourselves. And that's huge. Now, the Stoics taught fulfillment, happiness through virtue, logic, and reason. Virtue, logic, and reason. And that's it. Because we're designed to serve, to help others. That's why we're here. Now, Stoics promote ethics concerning human understanding and ability to tell right from wrong and act accordingly. If you see a wrong action and you follow that wrong action, you're not being true to yourself. Okay, you're not being true to yourself. This insanity ends when we stop it. I personally have stopped it. Okay, I mean, you know, they may end up arresting me or shooting me or something else. That's what they're doing to a lot of people. But it's still, you know, how do you want to live? Core Stoic ethics instruct practitioners to develop healthy self-control. Now, here, this is a list of books. Now, I don't know if you've ever read Slaughterhouse-Five, but it is brilliant. Gives a totally different concept of time. That time is circular or cyclical. I mean, just brilliant. Huck Finn, Tom Sawyer, amazing. Of Mice and Men, Steinbeck. Oh, I'm sorry, I shouldn't show you these. These are now censored in America because of thoughts in there that you shouldn't see. Race, religion, social interactions. You're not approved to read this. And when I saw that first thing, because I'm on a lot of international sites to do research and stuff, when I had this one video that said, content is not approved for your country. Yes, I understand. I shall not do that again. I'm sorry. I am with you completely. Okay? Don't piss me off. Okay, you know, think of this. Do you think that a person should have individual rights to choose what they're going to read? Or do you think that just the average person isn't that smart and the government should choose? Because the government's done a bang up fucking job already. Okay? Oh, frigging job. Can you delete that? No, probably not. Self-control, that's what I need more of. No shit there, okay? Keep a clear, unbiased mind. Discipline, self-control to stop temptation, clouding the judgment. And that's huge. Self-control is everything. Have the ability to happy in hardship, content in adversity, and accepting in loss. Think if you could be happy, because have you ever had a relationship that didn't work? Okay. Okay. I know a couple of people never have. You guys are perfect all the time. Okay. Have you ever had hopes and dreams of something and then it failed? Yeah. But you learn from it. And that's the biggest thing. It's change. Change is what's constant. And so we're in a changing time, but we don't have to go along with it. The Stoics did not look to eliminate emotion or run from feeling. They looked to lessen the hold of these things have on peace of mind. So if you've lost your home, if you've lost your business, if you've lost a loved one, if you've lost anything, okay, if you tried something and failed, okay, these are all part of life. Logic, discipline, meditation, and objectivity help keep the Stoics' time, composure difficult. Oh, wait. When you arise in the morning, think of what a privilege it is to live, breathe, and love. And it's something, because that was one of the things from Epictetus, okay? He's a slave, and he's able to live, breathe, and love, and took appreciation for that. I love this. Amor fati, love of fate. Now, I love Marcus Aurelius. Frightened of change, but what can exist without it? What's closer to nature's heart? Can you take a hot bath and leave the firewood as it was? Eat food without transforming it? Can any vital process take place without something being changed? Can't you see it's just the same with you? Just as vital to nature. Change is constant. You can't stop it. So if you want to go back to normal, there is no normal. This is our environment we're in now. You're not going to do things to go back. It can't change. I said that last year, I think in March. Okay. And I said, there is no going back to normal. You can't freak people out and say, okay, it's all better. You can hug your neighbor. Okay. You know, that's it. You know, we got it knocked out. Whether change is good, bad, enjoyment, suffering, or loss, it's necessary. And billions of years of constant change has brought us to where we are right now. In that way, we can learn to love fate. Memento mori, you must die. Now, this is something that a lot of people in our culture avoid. Talking about death, okay? The constant reminder of death, and we can learn how to live. counterintuitively, thinking about death can help us live better, happier, and more present lives. Imagine that. If you knew that life was temporal, okay, if you knew that that person you're hugging or holding or love might not be there, okay, would you appreciate that moment of hugging and connection? Um, a reminder that your death is inevitable. Your time is limited. There'll be a day when you and I won't wake up to the beautiful chaos of life. In one is life's guarantees. We will die someday. No matter where you're born, how rich you are, or what you do during life, you will die. I like Seneca because, I mean, let us prepare our minds as if we'd come to the very end of life. Let us postpone nothing. Let us balance life's books each day. The one who puts the finishing touches on their life each day is never short of time. Imagine if you had that appreciation. Like, what would you do if you knew today was your last day? Okay? Would you call up that person that you had an argument with and say, hey, look, I'm sorry. You know, you're actually an asshole. I was right, but I still love you. Okay, maybe that wouldn't be the best approach. Okay, but would you want to settle accounts? Okay, so what if you did that every day? What if you had that connection with people? You know, I mean, it's just so brilliant. Whatever you spend time with your loved ones, when you hug your family or kiss your partner, remind yourself that they are mortal. One day they won't be there. There's a constant reminder of death helps us appreciate what we have. Impermanence makes things more valuable. And that's everything. Everything is impermanent. The house you live in is different than the house you were born in. Okay, more than likely. You know, your lifestyle, where you're moving, it's all changing. You could, I love the Marcus Aurelius. You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do, say, and think. And I mean, just amazing. When you look at this, this is kind of like, I mean, because I was just doing notes to come up with things. Do not indulge in dreams of what you do. Do have what you do not have, but look to the blessings that you do possess. Then thankfully remember how you would crave them if they were not yours. Think of that, because if you're dreaming about having that nice car, if you're dreaming about having that job or having this, what if you didn't have the car that you have, or the friends or family that you have, or the health you have, or, you know, I mean, the stuff that you do have? If you have that appreciation, would that make a difference in your world? Absolutely. Uh, the human condition for us to have troubles, anxiety, worries, and problems, it is the human condition. Your human condition, we will always have troubles, worries, anxieties, problems. That's normal. Okay? It doesn't serve you to worry about things that aren't in your control. Okay? Honest to God. So your thoughts, your actions, beliefs, and decisions. And then we can survive and thrive in this environment. Does that make sense? So wait, who's in charge of your lives? You all are, aren't you? Yeah. Okay, good. So once we all realize that, and do you all have rights given to you by God, by your creator? Like rights that can't be separated from you? You know, like freedom of speech, assembly, love, okay, bodily autonomy. Okay, how about we live that way? Okay, wouldn't that be cool? Okay, I think it's a good idea. So we've got 5 keys to health, and I put this up each time. But when I talk about nerve supply, exercise, nutrition, prayer, and meditation, that is the philosophy of how to live. Okay, and that's what we've got to do. Okay, we change that philosophy, we change the world. I mean, how many people, philosophers said, to change the world, first we got to change ourselves. And this is how one of the methods to do it. Does that make sense? Okay. Now, in our current culture of censorship, I can't put the next part on. So the next part is on a paid site. Of course, they already crucified Dr. Mercola, who had the largest natural health website in the world. Hopefully, this paid website will get us a little bit more resistance during this change. Okay, because it is a change. Okay, so I'll see you later. and back next week for Dr. Tony, but the next part is censorable. Thank you very much. Okay.